Hey everyone, welcome to Drift Theory Science. Today's a long one, so get comfy. Also, tell me where you're watching from in the comments. I'd love to see it. All right, let's get into it. Your brain is a universe of cells and signals. It weighs about as much as a small melon, yet it can imagine galaxies and write poetry. Today we will tour its parts and processes. We will keep it clear, curious, and practical. This is science, not medical advice. If something here feels personal, talk to a professional. Now, take a breath and let's begin. The brain is a biological prediction machine. It constantly guesses what will happen next. Those guesses guide perception and action. Your brain is never truly silent. Even at rest, it is busy organizing. It is powered by chemistry and electricity together. Neurons are the headline, but not the whole story. Glial cells are the support crew and more. Networks matter more than single spots. Most functions are distributed, not isolated. The brain is built in layers of evolution. Older systems handle survival and arousal. Newer systems help planning and language. But old and new constantly cooperate. The brain is plastic, meaning it can change. Change can be healthy learning or harmful stress. Experience shapes structure over time. Genes lay out a starting blueprint. Environment edits that blueprint every day. Brains are similar across humans, but not identical. That's why minds feel personal and unique. Your brain is also your body's manager. It regulates temperature, appetite, and hormones. It tracks internal signals called interoception. It also maps the outside world through senses. All of this happens under a tight energy budget. Although the brain is about 2% of body mass, it uses lots of energy. Most of that energy supports communication between cells. Even simple thoughts require real fuel. The brain is not a computer, but comparisons can help. We will use metaphors, and we will test them. Metaphors should guide, not mislead. Let's start with the brain's protective shell. The skull is rigid armor around soft tissue. Three membranes called meninges add layers of defense. Between those layers, cerebrospinal fluid cushions motion. That fluid also helps clear waste products. Blood vessels feed the brain non-stop. Neurons are picky about oxygen and glucose. Without blood flow, brain cells fail quickly. The brain has no pain receptors inside its tissue. That's why headaches often come from surrounding structures. Now picture the brain as three big regions. The cerebrum is the wrinkled outer crown. The cerebellum is the dense coordinator at the back. The brainstem is the life support bridge to the body. The cerebrum is split into two hemispheres. The hemispheres are connected by the corpus callosum. That bridge contains hundreds of millions of nerve fibers. Each hemisphere has a cortex on the outside. The cortex is folded to pack in surface area. Those folds create gyri and sulci. More surface area means more cortical computation. Under the cortex sits white matter. White matter is made of myelinated axons. Myelin is fatty insulation that speeds signals. Deeper still are nuclei and hubs. These include the thalamus and basal ganglia. At the center, ventricles hold cerebrospinal fluid. Ventricles are like fluid-filled corridors. Now let's zoom in on the cortex's map. Different cortical regions specialize in certain tasks. Specialization is real, but boundaries are fuzzy. Brains use redundancy for resilience. Damage can be compensated by neighboring circuits. Plasticity supports recovery, especially early on. The cortex is divided into lobes for convenience. The frontal lobe helps planning and control. The parietal lobe helps sensation and spatial maps. The temporal lobe helps hearing, meaning, and memory. The occipital lobe helps vision. These lobes are not separate modules. They are neighborhoods with busy highways between them. The brain also has deep emotional circuits. Many sit in the limbic system. That term is imperfect, but still useful. Emotion is not the opposite of thinking. Emotion is information about value and urgency. Your brain tags experiences with feelings to guide choices. Next, we should meet the cell types. Because the brain is a team sport, a neuron is a cell designed to communicate. It has a body, branches, and a long cable. The branches are dendrites that receive input. The long cable is an axon that sends output. Neurons connect at junctions called synapses. A synapse is a tiny gap with big consequences. Some synapses are chemical, using neurotransmitters. Some synapses are electrical, using direct ion flow. Most brain synapses are chemical. Chemical synapses can amplify and modulate signals. Signals begin as changes in electrical charge. Cell membranes separate charges like a battery. Ions like sodium and potassium create voltage differences. A neuron at rest is already electrically active. When input pushes voltage past a threshold, it fires. That firing is an action potential. An action potential is a rapid traveling spike. It moves down the axon like a wave. Myelin makes that wave jump between nodes. This is called saltatory conduction. Speed matters when timing encodes information. At the axon terminal, electricity becomes chemistry. Vesicles release neurotransmitter into the synapses. Those molecules bind to receptors on the next neuron. Receptors open channels or start signaling cascades. That changes the next plasticity. Plasticity is a major basis of learning. One famous rule is cells that fire together wire together. That phrase is a shortcut for complex mechanisms. Long-term potentiation can strengthen a synapse. Long-term depression can weaken a synapse. Both are useful for tuning networks. Plasticity is constrained by stability needs. Brains must learn without becoming chaotic. Neurons are not alone in the brain. Glial cells are abundant and essential. Astrocytes support metabolism and regulate neurotransmitters. They help control blood flow to active regions. They also influence synaptic signaling directly. Oligodendrocytes create myelin in the brain. Schwann cells make myelin in the peripheral nerves. Microglia are immune-like guardians. They prune synapses during development. They respond to injury and infection. Glia were once called nerve glue.
That's what drift. My nerves is purpose. Well, and the link.
Leah helped compute by shaping the environment. The brain is also full of neuromodulators. These are chemicals that tune whole networks. Dopamine is tied to learning from prediction errors. It signals better or worse than expected. Serotonin is linked to mood, patience, and flexibility. Norepinephrine is linked to alertness and focus. Acetylcholine supports attention and memory encoding. GABA is a common inhibitory neurotransmitter. Glutamate is a common excitatory neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitters are not simple happiness chemicals. They have many receptor types and effects. Context and circuit location matter more than slogans. Now let's talk about brain rhythms. Neurons often fire in coordinated patterns. These patterns create oscillations measurable by EEG. Delta waves are slow and common in deep sleep. Theta rhythms often relate to navigation and memory. Alpha rhythms can appear during relaxed wakefulness. Beta rhythms can accompany active thinking and movement. Gamma rhythms can relate to sensory binding and attention. Rhythms help coordinate distant brain regions. Think of them as timing signals for information exchange. Brains also use spikes, bursts, and population codes. Some neurons code a specific feature, like edge direction. Many neurons code mixed features at once. That is called mixed selectivity. Mixed selectivity increases flexibility in decision-making. Networks can represent abstract rules, not just sensations. Now consider the scale of the system. The human brain has on the order of tens of billions of neurons. It has far more synapses than neurons. Synapses form a dense and changing web. This web is shaped by development and experience. Development begins before birth. Neural tubes form the early scaffold. Cells migrate to their destinations like travelers following signals. Axons grow guided by chemical gradients. Then synapses form in huge numbers. After that, pruning removes many connections. Pruning helps efficiency and specialization. Sleep may help pruning and reorganization too. Learning never truly stops, but it changes with age. Adult brains can grow new neurons in limited regions. This topic is active and sometimes debated. Even without new neurons, connections can still remodel. Now let's follow information through major pathways. Because brain function is a story of roots, most sensory information enters through the spinal cord or cranial nerves. It often passes through the thalamus before reaching the cortex. The thalamus is not just a relay station. It filters, amplifies, and coordinates signals. Vision is a great example of layered processing. Light enters the eye and hits the retina. The retina is part of the nervous system. It already performs significant computation. Photoreceptors convert photons into electrical signals. Rods support low-light vision. Cones support color and fine detail. Signals pass to bipolar and ganglion cells. Ganglion cell axons form the optic nerve. Most visual signals go to the lateral geniculate nucleus in the thalamus. From there, they reach primary visual cortex in the occipital lobe. Primary visual cortex is often called V1. V1 responds to edges, orientations, and basic patterns. Then vision branches into two major streams. The ventral stream helps identify what things are. The dorsal stream helps locate where things are and how they move. These streams interact rather than compete. Your brain does not build a perfect camera image. It builds a useful model for action. That is why illusions can fool us. Illusions reveal the brain's assumptions. Now consider hearing. Sound waves enter the ear canal and vibrate the eardrum. Those vibrations move tiny bones in the middle ear. They transfer energy into the fluid-filled cochlea. The cochlea is a spiral frequency analyzer. Hair cells convert vibration into neural signals. Different cochlear regions respond to different frequencies. Signals travel through brainstem nuclei to the auditory thalamus. Then they reach auditory cortex in the temporal lobe. Auditory cortex maps frequency like a keyboard map. Speech is special because it is fast and patterned. The brain uses prediction to parse speech streams. That is why accents can feel hard at first. With exposure, prediction improves and listening gets easier. Now consider touch and body sense. Your skin has receptors for pressure, vibration, and stretch. Some receptors respond quickly, others slowly. Signals enter the spinal cord and ascend to the brainstem. They often go to the thalamus and then somatosensory cortex. Somatosensory cortex has a body map. This map is sometimes shown as the sensory homunculus. Hands and lips get large space on that map. That reflects importance, not physical size. Pain is a special protective system. Pain signals travel through multiple pathways. Pain also depends on attention and context. That does not mean pain is imaginary. Proprioception. olfactory premorisoni, smell plus taste plus texture. Now perception is more than raw sensing. Suspicion is the brain's best guess of causes. Sprim threes, historically have a more anything other. Attend semantic flubi and detergeny. Semantic text. Semantic symphonies. Semantics with Ithawinthium. Umbanaf green. Think of it as an indec or an indicatives. When your forgavers mark is a Puerto. Learning changes synapses through repeated activation. Practice creates myelin adaptations as well. Skills often move from effortful to automatic with repetition. Spacing practice over time usually beats cramming. That is called the spacing effect. Retrieval practice strengthens memory more than rereading. That is why quizzes can help learning. Context cues can trigger recall. Familiar song can unlock a forgotten scene. The brain uses cues to search its stored patterns. Sometimes the cue is internal, like a mood state. This is called state-dependent memory. Habits are learned shortcuts for repeated situations. They save energy and speed decisions. But habits can become rigid when context changes. The basal ganglia help store and trigger habit loops. A habit loop often includes cue, routine, and reward. Rewards teach the brain what to repeat. Reward is not only pleasure. Reward is learning value, like this worked. Curiosity also acts like a reward signal. Novelty can boost learning and attention. Now let's talk about language. Language is a network, not a single spot. Temporal regions help map sounds to meaning. Frontal regions help plan speech and syntax. White matter tracts connect these areas rapidly. Reading recruits vision areas and language networks together. Your brain did not evolve for reading. It repurposes visual circuits through learning. That shows plasticity in action. Now let's discuss emotion and motivation. Because memory and feeling are deeply linked. Emotion is the brain's way of prioritizing. It answers the question, what matters right now? The amygdala helps detect threat and relevance. It learns associations between cues and outcomes. It can react fast before conscious interpretation. That speed can save your life. It can also create false alarms in safe settings. The prefrontal cortex can regulate emotional responses. Regulation is not suppression. Regulation is choosing responses that fit goals. The anterior cingulate monitors conflict and effort. It helps decide when to persist or switch strategies. The insula represents internal body states. It contributes to feelings like disgust and craving. The hypothalamus controls hormones and basic drives. It links brain to body through the endocrine system. Stress responses involve the HPA axis. Stress can be helpful in short bursts. Chronic stress can reshape circuits over time. Stress hormones can affect memory and sleep. They can also change immune function. Motivation is tied to reward prediction. Dopamine helps update expectations from outcomes. It is about learning, not just liking. Wanting and liking can separate in the brain. That separation matters in addiction science. Social emotion matters because humans are social animals. Your brain tracks status, belonging, and fairness. Oxytocin influences bonding in certain contexts. But social behavior is complex and context-dependent. The brain has networks for understanding others. One is the mentalizing network for beliefs and intentions. Mirror-like systems may support action understanding. Empathy includes feeling with others and thinking about others. Both can be trained, but both can be biased. Bias is a shortcut, not a moral verdict. Your brain uses categories to simplify the world. That simplification can lead to stereotypes. Awareness and experience can reduce biased responses. Now consider decision-making. Decisions blend emotion, memory, and prediction. The ventromedial prefrontal cortex tracks value signals. The orbitofrontal cortex helps compare options. The dorsolateral prefrontal cortex supports rules and working memory. Impulses often come from fast valuation systems. Self-control uses slow planning systems. Neither system is good or bad by nature. A healthy mind balances speed and reflection. Now let's talk about consciousness briefly. Consciousness is your felt experience right now. Neuroscience studies it through reports and brain signals. There is no single agreed-upon explanation yet. Still, we can map correlates of awareness. Certain thalamocortical loops support wakeful integration. Brainstem arousal systems set the level of consciousness. Anesthesia shows how consciousness can be switched off reliably. Different drugs act on different receptors and networks. Now let's shift to sleep. The brain's nightly maintenance. Sleep is not wasted time. It is active brain work in a different mode. Your sleep is organized into cycles. Each cycle includes NREM and REM stages. NREM sleep includes light and deep phases. Deep NREM sleep shows slow delta waves. Deep sleep supports physical restoration and memory processes. REM sleep shows rapid eye movements and vivid dreams. During REM, the brain is active, but muscles are mostly paralyzed. That paralysis prevents acting out dreams. Dreams are not random noise only. They often blend memories, emotions, and simulations. Some theories say dreams help emotional processing. Some say dreams help explore possible futures. The science is still developing. Your sleep timing is guided by circadian rhythms. These rhythms are controlled by the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It sits in the hypothalamus. Light in the morning resets the clock strongly. Melatonin helps signal night to the body. Sleep pressure also builds with time awake. A chemical called adenosine is involved in that pressure. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors temporarily. That can delay sleepiness but not erase sleep debt. Poor sleep hurts attention and mood. It also weakens impulse control. Sleep loss can distort reward signals and cravings. Over time, chronic poor sleep affects health broadly. The brain also clears waste during sleep. Fluid flow in and around tissue helps remove metabolites. This is linked to the glymphatic system idea. Good sleep is a foundation for learning and resilience. Now let's talk about brain development. Because brains are built over years, not days. Development is shaped by genes and experience together. Early life builds basic sensory and motor maps. Later development strengthens control and planning. The frontal cortex matures into early adulthood. Adolescence often shows strong reward seeking. That can be adaptive for exploration. It can also raise risk in dangerous environments. Now let's look at aging and brain change. Aging changes the brain, but decline is not the only story. Some skills improve with age, like vocabulary and wisdom. Processing speed often slows, partly from white matter changes. Working memory capacity can shrink, but strategies can compensate. Exercise supports brain blood flow and plasticity. Learning new skills keeps networks flexible. Social connection also supports brain health. Many brain disorders reflect circuit dysfunction. Depression involves mood networks and stress systems. Anxiety involves threat prediction and uncertainty processing. ADHD involves attention and control networks. Parkinson's disease involves dopamine neurons and basal ganglia loops. Alzheimer's disease involves memory circuits and protein pathology. Epilepsy involves abnormal synchronization in neural networks. Stroke is a blood flow event that can damage tissue quickly. Traumatic brain injury can disrupt axons and connectivity. These conditions are complex and individualized. That is why diagnosis and care require professionals. Still, understanding the brain reduces stigma. It also helps us design better environments. Now let's connect brains to technology. Artificial neural networks borrow names from biology, but they are simplified models, not true brains. Brains learn with bodies, goals, and chemistry. Machines learn with data, optimization, and hardware constraints. The comparison is still useful as a metaphor. It reminds us that intelligence can emerge from networks. But the brain also includes emotion, hunger, and social need. It is shaped by millions of years of survival pressures. Your brain is not a flaw to fix. It is an adaptive system with trade-offs. When you feel distracted, your brain is conserving and filtering. In this part, we will zoom into brain networks and how they cooperate. Think of the brain less as a set of organs and more as a set of conversations. Every thought is a negotiation between many regions at once. When one network gets louder, another often gets quieter. This push and pull helps the mind stay stable. Stability is not the same as rigidity. A healthy brain is stable but adaptable. Adaptability is what lets you learn, recover, and reinvent habits. Now, let's begin with the frontal lobe, the brain's strategy space. The frontal lobe sits behind your forehead. It is heavily involved in planning and self-control. It helps you hold a goal across time. It helps you resist distractions that do not match that goal. It also helps you simulate different futures. Simulation is not daydreaming only. Simulation is a tool for decision-making. Your brain runs mini experiments before you act. This is one reason humans can be so creative. But it is also why we can worry. Worry is simulation pointed toward danger. Confidence is simulation pointed toward success. The same machinery can support both states. Inside the frontal lobe, the prefrontal cortex is a major player. The prefrontal cortex is not a single CEO node. It is a set of regions with different roles. The dorsolateral prefrontal cortex supports working memory and rules. It helps you keep a sequence in mind while you act. It also helps you follow instructions that require steps. The ventromedial prefrontal cortex supports valuation and emotion integration. It helps you feel what an option is worth. The orbitofrontal cortex helps compare options in changing contexts. It updates value when the world changes. That flexibility matters for avoiding stubborn mistakes. The anterior cingulate cortex monitors conflict and effort. It helps detect when things are not going smoothly. It can signal the need to adjust strategy. You can think of it as an internal, something's off detector. But it also supports motivation to persist. Now, let's talk about attention as a brain-wide policy. Attention decides what gets extra processing. It is a limited resource, and the brain protects it. Many distractions exist because novelty can signal opportunity or threat. The parietal cortex helps allocate attention in space. It helps you orient to a sound or movement. It helps you track where your body is relative to the world. Frontal regions help allocate attention to goals. Together, frontal and parietal networks form control systems. These systems can bias sensory regions to favor certain inputs. That bias is like turning up a radio channel. But the channel selection is context dependent. If you are hungry, food cues get louder. You are anxious, wet. That often involves flexible switching. Getting stuck in one mode can feel like burnout or anxiety. Now, let's move deeper into the brain, to the thalamus. The thalamus sits near the center of the brain. It relays information, but it also shapes information. It gates what reaches the cortex. It also helps coordinate cortical rhythms. Kittivan, Yfladentivim, Muklia. Mukri. Mukolactive diffuse Unkalup. Mukortang. These bulheap to bori and interact with cortex and loops. These lay up revim with deep nuclei. They interact with cortex and loops. The hippocampus is also sensitive to stress. Chronic stress can affect memory performance. This is one reason sleep and recovery matter. Again, this is general science, not personal diagnosis. Now let's talk about the amygdala in a more precise way. The amygdala is often labeled fear, but that is incomplete. The amygdala detects relevance and supports learning of associations. It helps tag experiences as important. Importance can mean threat, but it can also mean reward. The amygdala interacts with the hippocampus during memory formation. That interaction can intensify emotional memories. This helps you learn what to avoid or pursue. Now let's talk about the brainstem, the foundation of wakefulness. The brainstem connects the brain to the spinal cord. It houses circuits that regulate breathing and heart rate. It also contains arousal systems that support alertness. Without brainstem function, higher cognition cannot run. This reminds us that thinking depends on being alive. The reticular activating system contributes to wakefulness. Neuromodulators from brainstem nuclei broadcast widely. These signals adjust attention, mood, and readiness. Norepinephrine can increase vigilance. Acetylcholine can promote attention and encoding. These systems can tune the brain like a mixing board. Now let's discuss the cerebellum beyond movement. The cerebellum contains an enormous number of neurons. It supports timing, prediction, and error correction. Traditionally, it is linked to coordination, but it also appears to support cognitive timing and language rhythm. A useful idea is that the cerebellum improves performance by refining prediction. It helps reduce error in whatever loop it joins. Now let's talk about the brain's wiring. The connectome. White matter tracks link distant regions. Some tracks are like highways, and others are like local roads. The corpus callosum connects the hemispheres. The arcuate fasciculus helps link language-related regions. The unscentent fasciculus links frontal and temporal areas. These names are less important than the idea of connectivity. Function emerges from the flow of information. When connectivity changes, behavior can change. Now let's address a common myth: left brain versus right brain people. The hemispheres do show differences in some processing, but real tasks recruit both sides. Creativity and logic are not separated by a line down the skull. The brain is integrated by design. Another myth is that we use only 10% of our brain. In reality, most brain regions have functions, even if subtle. Brain activity shifts with tasks and rest states. But unused does not mean useless. The brain has redundancy and flexibility. Now let's talk about neuroplasticity more carefully. Plasticity includes synaptic change and network reweighting. Plasticity includes changes in inhibition, not only excitation. Plasticity includes myelin remodeling over time. Plasticity is guided by attention and repetition. What you practice, you strengthen. What you ignore, you weaken. This is why habits can feel sticky. Stickiness is stability in circuitry. To change, you often need new repetition patterns, but the brain also needs rest to consolidate. Learning is not only training, it is also recovery. Now let's connect plasticity to skill learning. Early in learning, performance is slow and effortful. Later, performance becomes automatic and smooth. This shift reflects a change in which circuits carry the workload. Early learning demands executive control. Later learning can rely more on habits and optimized pathways. Experts often see patterns quickly because their models are rich. Rich models reduce cognitive load. Now let's discuss emotion regulation in practical terms. Regulation begins with noticing a state. Noticing is called meta-awareness. Without noticing, the brain runs default scripts. With noticing, you can choose a different response. This choice recruits prefrontal systems to reshape reactions. Techniques like reappraisal change the meaning of a situation. Changing meaning can change emotion intensity. Breathing techniques can change arousal through body signals. The body is not separate from the mind. The brain reads body state as part of experience. Slower breathing can reduce sympathetic activation for many people. Again, this is general and not a substitute for care. Now let's talk about stress as a prediction problem. Stress often rises when demands exceed perceived resources. The brain evaluates threat and control. Uncertainty can intensify stress. Loss of control can intensify stress. Social evaluation can intensify stress. These triggers make sense in human evolution. Social belonging affected survival historically. The brain treats social threat as real threat. Stress hormones mobilize energy and attention. That can help in short bursts. In long periods, the same system can become costly. Chronic stress can disrupt sleep. Sleep disruption can amplify stress. This creates a feedback loop. Breaking loops often requires changing inputs and routines. Now let's talk about memory errors and why they happen. Memory is reconstruction, not replay. Reconstruction allows creativity and inference, but it also allows distortion. The brain stores patterns, not perfect recordings. It fills gaps using expectations. That can create false details that feel real. Confidence is not a perfect indicator of accuracy. The brain can feel certain and be wrong. This is true for everyone. That is why science relies on measurement and replication. Now let's explore how the brain builds the self. The self is not a single object in the brain. The self is a story generated by multiple systems. One part is body ownership. Another part is memory continuity. Another part is social identity. Another part is goal and value structure. The default mode network contributes to self-related narrative. Interoception contributes to the felt sense of self. Executive control contributes to agency and choice. Agency is the feeling that, I did that. The brain computes agency from prediction and feedback. When prediction matches outcomes, agency feels strong. When prediction fails, agency can feel weak. Now let's talk about illusions of self-control. The brain often decides before you become aware of deciding. Awareness may be the brain's report, not the brain's first move. But that does not mean choice is meaningless. It means choice is layered and distributed. You can influence future choices by shaping environments and habits. You can train attention and reduce friction for good actions. Small changes can accumulate into big behavioral shifts. Now let's talk about perception again, but with prediction. Your brain uses priors, meaning learned expectations. Priors help you interpret noisy sensory data. Without priors, perception would be slow and unstable. Priors can also create bias and illusions. Hallucinations can be viewed as priors' overwhelming input in some conditions. Again, this is a general conceptual framework. Scientists debate the details and boundaries. Now let's discuss pain through the prediction lens. Pain is partly a signal and partly an interpretation. The brain integrates tissue signals with threat meaning. That is why context and anxiety can modulate pain. That is why placebo can alter pain reports. Placebo is not fake, it is brain modulation of experience. Placebo does not mean symptoms are invented. It means the brain can change processing based on expectation. Now let's move to brain imaging, how we study the living brain. One major tool is MRI. Structural MRI maps anatomy and tissue properties. Functional MRI estimates activity from blood oxygen changes. This is called the bold signal. Bold is indirect but useful. Another tool is EEG, which measures electrical rhythms at the scalp. EEG has great time resolution. EEG has limited spatial precision compared to MRI. Another tool is MAH, which measures magnetic fields from neural activity. An AH is powerful but expensive and complex. PET scans can track metabolic processes with tracers. Each method has trade-offs. The brain's complexity demands many approaches. Imaging shows correlation, not always causation. For causation, scientists use lesions, stimulation, and careful experiments. Lesions show what happens when a region is damaged. Stimulation can test what happens when a region is activated or disrupted. TMS uses magnetic pulses to influence cortical activity. Deep brain stimulation can treat some disorders by modulating circuits. These are medical interventions and require professionals. The science behind them teaches us about circuitry. Now let's talk about brain energy and why fatigue happens. The brain manages limited resources. Mental fatigue can reflect sustained control demands. Control demands require maintaining goals and suppressing impulses. That maintenance is costly. Motivation signals can also shift with fatigue. When tired, the brain values immediate rewards more. That can lead to impulsive choices. Rest can restore balance. Nutrition and hydration also influence performance. But simple brain hacks are often oversold online. Real change is usually consistent and boring. The brain loves boring consistency when it comes to adaptation. Now let's explore learning strategies based on brain principles. First, attention is the gate for learning. If you are distracted, encoding weakens. Second, repetition strengthens pathways. Third, spacing repetition improves long-term retention. Fourth, retrieval practice trains access, not just storage. Fifth, Sleep consolidates many forms of learning. Sixth, emotion tags memory, so meaning matters. This is why storytelling is a powerful teaching tool. Stories provide context and motivation. Now let's talk about language and prediction again. When you listen, your brain predicts the next word. When prediction is correct, processing feels smooth. When prediction fails, you notice difficulty. That difficulty is a learning opportunity. Prediction errors drive adaptation. This idea connects to how machine learning works too. Machine learning uses error signals to adjust parameters. Brains use error signals to adjust synapses and networks. The resemblance is conceptual, not identical. Brains learn with bodies, drives, and real-world feedback. Machines learn with datasets and objective functions. Brains have intrinsic motivation like curiosity. Machines can approximate curiosity with exploration bonuses. But biology is more messy and more embodied. Now let's talk about embodiment and why it matters. Your brain is built to control a body in a world. Many brain circuits assume gravity and friction exist. Many perceptions are tuned for action relevance. This is why movement influences cognition. Walking can improve creativity for many people. Gestures can support memory and language. Posture can influence arousal signals. The body feeds the brain constant information. Interoception informs emotion and decision-making. Now let's discuss social brains. Humans evolved for cooperation and competition. The brain tracks alliances and trust signals. It detects faces quickly and automatically. Face recognition recruits specialized visual regions. The fusiform face area is often discussed here. But face processing is distributed across networks. The brain also tracks voice identity and tone. Tone carries emotional information beyond words. The brain integrates facial cues with voice cues rapidly. This integration supports fast social judgments. Fast judgments can be useful, but also biased. Now let's talk about empathy and perspective taking. Empathy includes emotional resonance. Perspective taking includes modeling another person's mind. These rely on partially overlapping networks. Empathy can be exhausting without boundaries. Compassion can be sustained with practice and meaning. The brain learns social norms through reinforcement and observation. Culture shapes which cues are rewarded. That means brains are both biological and cultural. Now let's talk about creativity in brain terms. Creativity often involves combining distant ideas. It involves exploring many possibilities quickly. It also involves evaluating which ideas fit goals. Exploration and evaluation can conflict. The brain may alternate between generative and critical modes. Default mode networks can support idea generation. Control networks can support refinement and selection. Many creators switch between loose and focused states. That switching is a skill. Now let's talk about mental disorders carefully and respectfully. Disorders often reflect dysregulation in circuits. Dysregulation can be genetic, environmental, or both. The same circuits can produce different symptoms across people. This is why labels are not the whole story. That is why explaining is a powerful study tool. Now let's talk about attention hygiene in the modern world. The brain was not built for infinite notifications. Each notification triggers salience and context switching. Switching has costs in time and mental energy. Designing your environment can protect deep focus. Simple changes include batching notifications. Another change is removing tempting apps from the first screen. Another change is using timers for focus blocks. Environment design is behavior design. Your brain responds to cues, not just intentions. Now let's discuss how the brain creates meaning. Meaning is a pattern-matching process. The brain links new information to existing models. Without links, information feels random and forgettable. With links, information becomes part of identity and skill. This is why context matters in education. Now we will close this segment by summarizing the key ideas. The brain is a network of networks, not isolated modules. Attention is a policy that allocates processing power. The frontal lobe supports planning and control through distributed systems. The thalamus and brainstem help set the stage for awareness. The basal ganglia help select actions and build habits. The hippocampus helps build contextual memory and mental maps. Emotion is a value system, not an enemy of logic. Plasticity is real, but it needs repetition and rest. Sleep supports consolidation and system maintenance. Stress is useful short-term but costly when chronic. The self is a story generated by multiple interacting circuits. Imaging tools reveal patterns, but they have limits. Myths often oversimplify, so we replace them with mechanisms. The brain is embodied, social, and cultural. Understanding the brain gives you leverage over habits and learning. In the next segment, we can dive into consciousness and dreams in more detail. We can also explore how memory fails and how to build better recall. We can also explore the neuroscience of attention in the age of algorithms. Drift theory is about clarity and wonder, not hype. If you're ready, we will keep going. Because the brain is not just an organ. It is the living process that makes experience possible. It is the bridge between physics and meaning. It turns signals into stories. It turns habits into identity. And it turns today into tomorrow through learning. Take a breath and imagine the billions of tiny events happening inside you. Imagine that every second your brain is building the world you feel. That world is guided by prediction, shaped by memory, and tuned by emotion. You are not watching reality like a movie. You are participating in reality through a model. That model is astonishingly useful but never perfect. That imperfection is where curiosity lives. Curiosity is the brain's drive to reduce uncertainty. And uncertainty is the frontier of learning. So we keep exploring. We keep questioning. We keep building better models of ourselves. Because understanding the brain is also understanding what it means to be human. In the next part, we will open the door to consciousness and altered states. We will talk about why dreams feel real. We will talk about why time can feel fast or slow. We will talk about why attention can vanish and return. We will talk about how the brain constructs reality under constraints. And we will keep it scientific, grounded, and fascinating. For now, let this idea land gently. Your brain is a prediction machine that learns through error. It is a social machine that learns through connection. It is a biological machine that needs sleep and movement. It is a story machine that turns experience into meaning. And it is a change machine that can rewire through practice. If you want change, build cues, repetition, and recovery. If you want learning, build attention, testing, and spacing. If you want clarity, reduce noise and increase intention. If you want wonder, look at the ordinary and ask why. That is the drift theory method. Keep your mind open. Keep your claims testable. Keep your curiosity alive. We are only halfway into the journey. And the brain has more secrets to reveal. In the next segment, we will explore the neuroscience of consciousness. We will explore the boundaries between awake, asleep, and dreaming. We will explore how chemicals shift perception and attention. We will explore how the brain builds a continuous stream from discrete events. We will explore what we know and what we do not. Because uncertainty is not failure. Uncertainty is honest science, and honest science is the best kind of story. When you're ready, we will continue. And we will go deeper, one circuit at a time. One prediction at a time. One experiment at a time. One insight at a time. That is how the brain learns. That is how we learn about the brain. Thanks for staying with me. Thanks for thinking with me. And thanks for letting the wonder in. Drift theory will return after this mental breath. And when we return, we will talk about the hardest question of all. How does the brain create experience? How does matter become mind? We cannot answer it fully yet, but we can map the edges with science. And mapping the edges is where discovery begins. Welcome into part 3, where we explore consciousness and the strange magic of experience. Consciousness is the fact that something is happening from the inside. It is the feeling of being you right now. Neuroscience can study consciousness indirectly. We study reports, behavior, and brain signals. We do not directly measure subjective experience like temperature. That gap is part of what makes this topic so fascinating. Still, we can map the patterns that reliably track awareness. We can ask what changes when consciousness fades or returns. We can compare sleep, anesthesia, and coma. We can examine dreams, illusions, and altered states. We can also investigate attention and the feeling of control. Let's start with a simple idea. Consciousness seems unified, but the brain is distributed. That means unity must be constructed, not assumed. Your experience feels like a single stream. Yet many processes run in parallel beneath that stream. The brain binds these processes into a coherent scene. Binding is not a single switch, binding is a dynamic coordination problem. Coordination depends on timing and connectivity. It depends on communication across networks. It depends on arousal systems that keep the brain online. One foundation is wakefulness. Wakefulness is a level like the brightness of a screen. Awareness is content, like the images on that screen. You can be awake with little awareness of a moment. You can also have awareness with unusual content, like dreams. Many scientists separate level and content for clarity. The brainstem helps regulate level. Thalamocortical loops help organize content and integration. The cortex provides rich representations of the world and self. Consciousness may require large-scale integration across these systems, but integration can take different forms. This is why multiple theories exist. One influential family is global workspace ideas. In these ideas, many specialized systems compete for access to a shared stage. What reaches the stage becomes broadly available. Broad availability supports report, planning, and deliberate control. Another family emphasizes predictive models. In these ideas, experience is the brain's best guess of causes. The guess is constrained by sensory input and prior expectations. Another family emphasizes complexity and integration. In these ideas, consciousness relates to how information is both differentiated and unified. These theories overlap in interesting ways. They also disagree on key points. Disagreement is normal in a young science. Instead of picking a winner, we can learn from each lens. Let's explore what happens when consciousness disappears under anesthesia. Anesthesia is a powerful scientific tool. It can turn off awareness reliably in controlled settings. Different anesthetics work through different receptors. Many increase inhibition or reduce excitation. Some enhance GABA-related inhibition in the brain. Some block NMDA receptors related to excitation. Despite different mechanisms, a common outcome appears. Long-range communication between cortical areas often breaks down. The brain becomes less integrated across distant networks. Local activity may still occur, but global coordination weakens. This supports the idea that conscious access needs global broadcasting. It also supports the idea that integration is essential. Under anesthesia, sensory signals may enter early cortex, but they may not reach higher associative networks in the same way. The result is like data arriving without a storyteller. The brain processes fragments without assembling the narrative. Now compare anesthesia to deep sleep. Deep sleep also reduces responsiveness and awareness. Yet the brain is not simply off. In deep NREM sleep, slow waves sweep across cortex. Neurons alternate between active and quiet states. This alternation disrupts sustained communication. That disruption reduces the ability to integrate information. In REM sleep, the brain becomes active again. REM shows patterns closer to wakefulness in some ways. Yet you are disconnected from the external world. This leads us to dreams. Dreams are conscious experiences during sleep. They often feel vivid and emotional. They also often contain strange logic. Dreams reveal that consciousness does not require external input. Consciousness can be generated internally by brain activity. During dreams, the brain simulates a world. That simulated world can include people, places, and impossible events. The brain's prediction machinery runs without real-time correction. This may explain dream weirdness. Without sensory constraints, priors can dominate. Emotional circuits can also shape dream narratives. Many dreams feel like stories because your brain loves stories. Story is a compression format for experience. Dreams may also reflect memory processing. The brain might replay fragments of recent events. It might recombine fragments with older memories. It might test possible futures through simulation. Even if dreams are not for something, they can still be meaningful. Meaning can be what the brain extracts, not what the brain intends. Now, consider lucid dreams. Lucid dreaming is when you know you are dreaming while dreaming. Knowledge can restore some self-reflection. Some people can influence dream events during lucidity. Lucidity suggests that metacognition can re-enter the dream state. Metacognition is thinking about your own thinking. It is a special kind of awareness. It depends on frontal and parietal networks. When those networks are more active, insight can increase. In waking life, metacognition helps you notice errors.
undimmable. Unconscious to home.
Selection can shape experience, but does not fully define it. Many experiments show attention can enhance perception. Other experiments show unconscious processing can occur without awareness. For example, you can process meaning of a word without noticing it. You can also react to emotional faces presented too briefly to report. These findings suggest multiple processing tiers. Some processing stays local and implicit. Other processing becomes globally available and reportable. This brings us back to the idea of a workspace. Workspace is not a physical room. Workspace is a functional pattern of global sharing. Now, let's talk about the feeling of a continuous now. Your experience feels continuous, like a flowing river. But the brain samples and updates in discrete chunks. Neurons fire in spikes, not smooth streams. The brain integrates spikes over short windows. This integration creates stable percepts. There is also a phenomenon called the perceptual moment. It suggests perception may update in frames under some conditions. The frames can be shaped by brain rhythms. When rhythms synchronize, integration windows may align. This could influence what you notice and when. Now let's talk about time perception. Time perception is not a clock in one place. Time perception emerges from multiple systems. The basal ganglia contribute to interval timing. The cerebellum contributes to precise timing and prediction. The cortex contributes to narrative time and memory-based time. When you are bored, time can feel slow. When you are absorbed, time can feel fast. When you are afraid, moments can feel stretched. These distortions reflect attention and arousal. High arousal increases sampling of details. More details can make a moment feel longer in memory. But during the event, fear can also narrow attention. That narrowing can reduce peripheral detail. Later, memory reconstruction influences how long it felt. So time perception is partly perception and partly memory. Now consider the strange fact that you see the world as stable despite eye movements. Your eyes move constantly in quick jumps called saccades. During saccades, visual input is blurred. Yet you do not experience blur each time. The brain suppresses perception during saccades. The brain also stitches together a stable scene. Stability is an illusion, but a useful one. This shows that experience is edited. Consciousness is like a curated feed of what matters. Now let's explore hallucinations and why they can happen. A hallucination is a perception without an external cause. It can be visual, auditory, or other modalities. Hallucinations can occur in many contexts. They can occur with sleep deprivation. They can occur with certain drugs. They can occur with neurological or psychiatric conditions. A useful framework is prediction imbalance. If priors become too strong, they can be visual, auditory, or other modalities. Hallucinations can occur in many contexts. They can occur with sleep deprivation. They can occur with certain drugs. They can occur with neurological or psychiatric conditions. A useful framework is prediction imbalance. If priors become too strong, they can overwhelm sensory input. If sensory input becomes too weak or noisy, priors may fill the gap. The brain hates ambiguity. It would rather guess than admit uncertainty. In that sense, hallucination can be a high-confidence guess. This does not reduce the reality of the experience for the person. It explains one possible mechanism. Now consider the placebo effect in this light. Placebo shows that expectation can change perception and symptoms. Expectation is a top-down signal. Top-down signals can alter pain circuits and stress responses. That is not magic, it is modulation. Modulation is what brains do. Now consider the nocebo effect. Nocebo is when negative expectation increases symptoms. Fear can amplify bodily sensations into distress. Seems powerful and sometimes dangerous. Angel information carefully. Now let's discuss memory and confabulation. Confabulation is when the brain fills memory gaps with invented details. The person often believes the details sincerely. Confabulation is not deliberate lying. It is the brain protecting coherence. Coherence is a deep need of the mind. The brain prefers a story to avoid. Now let's talk about the hard problem in a grounded way. The hard problem asks why brain activity feels like anything. Science can map correlations between brain states and experiences, but explaining why it feels is challenging. Some philosophers think this requires new concepts. Many neuroscientists focus on the easy problems first. Easy problems are not easy, they are just tractable. Tractable means we can test hypotheses. We can ask which circuits support report. We can ask which circuits support integration. We can ask which circuits support self-modeling. These questions are experimentally accessible. Progress there is real progress. Now let's talk about self-models and why you feel like a single agent. The brain builds a model of the body. It also builds a model of control. Control is inferred from prediction and feedback. If you predict a movement and it happens, agency increases. If you predict a movement and it does not happen, agency decreases. This is part of how the brain distinguishes self from other. The brain also distinguishes self-generated sensations from external ones. It does this with corollary discharge signals. When you move, the brain predicts the sensory consequences. Predicted sensations are dampened. This is why you cannot tickle yourself effectively. Your brain cancels the surprise. Surprise is a key ingredient in salience. Now let's talk about body ownership illusions. In the rubber hand illusion, a fake hand can feel like yours. Synchronous touch can trick the brain's body model. This shows ownership is constructed from multisensory integration. The brain asks, what signals belong together? When signals match timing and location, the brain binds them. Binding can override rational knowledge. Your brain believes timing more than logic sometimes. Now let's talk about depersonalization and derealization in general terms. These are experiences where self or world feels unreal or distant. They can occur with stress, anxiety, and other conditions. They can also occur transiently in healthy people under strain. One hypothesis involves altered integration of interoception and self-models. Another involves protective distancing under extreme stress. The details vary across individuals. Sarcopenic gating changes. Streams. Or causing toys. Yet daily life can still feel unified. Unity is robust even when communication is reduced. This tells us the brain can maintain coherence with limited bandwidth. It also tells us that the self is modular and stitched. Now let's talk about creativity in altered states. Some people report novel ideas during hypnagogia, the edge of sleep. Hypnagogia mixes wakeful control with dreamlike imagery. Associations can loosen, allowing new combinations. Later, waking control can evaluate those combinations. This is one reason some creators keep notebooks by their bed. The brain's transitions can be fertile. Now let's talk about the edge of waking called sleep inertia. Sleep inertia is grogginess after waking. Control networks may come online gradually. During inertia, performance can be impaired. Light, time, and movement can reduce inertia. Again, individual variation is large. Now let's explore why dreams can feel emotional. During REM, some limbic regions can be active. Some control regions may be less active. This combination can produce intense feeling with less critical oversight. It is like emotion with fewer breaks. That can be thrilling or terrifying. Nightmares can occur when threat simulations dominate. Nightmares can also reflect stress and trauma processing. Treatment and support exist for recurrent nightmares. Now let's talk about memory replay and consolidation again. The hippocampus may replay patterns during sleep. The cortex may integrate those patterns into long-term storage. Replay can strengthen important associations. It can also extract gist and rules. This might explain why sleep helps problem solving. Sometimes you wake with a solution. The brain kept working offline. Offline work is a feature of distributed systems. Now let's discuss why consciousness has a delay. Your experience of now is slightly behind the present. The brain needs time to integrate signals. Integration takes tens to hundreds of milliseconds depending on task. The brain then assigns events to a coherent timeline. This timeline feels immediate, but it is a constructed present. The constructed present is still useful. It is tuned for action in real time. Now let's talk about the sense of free will with humility. People feel they choose their actions. Experiments show preparation signals can precede reported intention. This suggests decisions may begin unconsciously. But the interpretation is complex. Choosing is not a single moment. Choosing is a process unfolding over time. Conscious reflection can influence later stages. It can veto impulses. It can reshape future habit loops. So agency can be real as a multi-layer process. Now let's talk about the brain's error monitoring. When you make a mistake, your brain often detects it quickly. You can see a signature called error-related negativity in EEG. This suggests the brain knows before you fully explain. Awareness then catches up and adjusts. This is how learning happens in real time. Now let's connect all of this to the feeling of identity. Identity is partly memory, partly values, and partly social reflection. It is also partly the body's steady signals. When body signals change, identity feelings can change. When memory changes, identity stories can change. When social context changes, identity labels can change. Yet you still feel like you. That continuity may come from stable patterns of prediction. The brain expects itself to be itself. That expectation helps maintain coherence. Now let's talk about the experience of seeing. You do not experience raw retinal data. You experience interpreted objects and meanings. The brain compresses information into categories. It highlights edges, motion, and faces. It fills in blind spots seamlessly. Your retina has a blind spot where the optic nerve exits. You do not notice it because your brain fills it in. This filling in is a daily demonstration of construction. Now let's talk about the feeling of hearing. Hearing is also predictive. Hearing is also predictive. The brain anticipates rhythms and words. When the signal is noisy, prediction helps comprehension. When prediction is wrong, you hear the wrong thing. This is why you mishear song lyrics. It is also why subtitles can change what you hear. Now let's explore synesthesia briefly. Synesthesia is when one sense triggers another, like seeing colors with sounds. It may reflect atypical connectivity or disinhibited crosstalk. It shows the brain can bind modalities in unusual ways. Binding is flexible. The brain's wiring is both structured and adaptable. Now let's talk about psychedelics cautiously and generally. Psychedelics can alter perception, emotion, and self-boundaries. They often act on serotonin-related receptors. They can increase sensory richness and pattern detection. They can also increase suggestibility and emotional intensity. Experiences vary widely and can include fear. Research explores therapeutic potential in controlled settings for some conditions. To steep in glacial, loud or connected. Instruments become unusually loud or connected. The music changes. An experience changes. Metaphor helps, but we keep it grounded. When and maybe inject consciousness. Social context shapes what feels safe or risky. This is not about blame. This is about leverage. Leverage means small changes can create large effects over time. Now, let's summarize the core ideas of this segment. Consciousness has level and content components. Brainstem and arousal systems support level. Thalamocortical and cortical networks shape content. Integration across networks likely matters for reportable awareness. Sleep and anesthesia reduce integration in different ways. Dreams show consciousness can be generated internally. Attention shapes experience but is not identical to consciousness. Time perception is constructed from multiple systems. Hallucinations can be viewed as prediction overwhelming input in some contexts. The self is a model built from body signals, memory, and control inference. Your experience is edited for stability and usefulness. The now is constructed with a small delay. Agency is a process, not a single switch. The brain prefers coherence and will fill gaps when needed. Understanding these facts makes you less vulnerable to myths. It also makes you more compassionate toward human errors. Now, let's end with a drift theory-style reflection. You are not a camera recording the world. You are a living model updating itself. You are a prediction engine learning through surprise. You are a storyteller stitching moments into meaning. And the storyteller is made of neurons, glia, and rhythms. That is both ordinary and unbelievable. The most astonishing thing about consciousness is that it happens at all. Yet it happens every time you open your eyes. It happens every time you remember your name. It happens every time you feel a feeling and know it is yours. If you want to understand the brain, follow the transitions. Watch how waking becomes sleep. Watch how sleep becomes dream. Watch how dream becomes memory. Watch how memory becomes choice. That chain is the architecture of a life. In Part 4, we will dive into learning, habit change, and the brain's reward system with even more detail. We will talk about addiction circuits, craving, and self-control as neuroscience, not moral judgment. We will talk about how habits are formed, maintained, and redesigned. We will talk about dopamine with precision, not pop science slogans. We will talk about friction, cues, and environment as brain engineering. We will keep it practical, but still scientific. We will keep it deep, but still clear. And we will keep the wonder alive while staying honest about uncertainty. Because the brain deserves both awe and accuracy. Thanks for staying with Drift Theory. Take one breath and let your brain do what it does best. It will keep constructing the world, moment by moment, as we continue.